Welcome to the Breath of God. This is a YouTube channel dedicated to studying the Bible from Genesis to Revelation. So today I'm going to talk about the mystery of 5786 and 2026. It's been a bit mysterious given all the happenings. So what I'm going to try to do here is help you connect the dots of what's been happening and unveil the mystery of 5786 and 2026. So let's take a look at this. October 13th, which is the 21st of Tishri on the Hebrew religious calendar. So what happened on October 13th? Well, 2 years ago, the leaders of Hamas declared October 13th, International Jihad Day, holy war against the Jewish people and the infidels. Well, 2 years later, to the day, that International Day of Terror was turned into the International Day of Peace with the execution of a peace deal in the Middle East. An overturning of evil to good. That's the first mystery. Second, it happened on the 21st of Tishri. Tishri is the 7th month, and the Jews were celebrating the 7th feast on the Hebrew calendar, and it was on the 7th day. That is 777, and 7 is one of God's most holy numbers. It was on that day that the peace deal was executed. And that day is known as Hoshana Rabbah. Hoshana Rabbah, Hoshana means save us, Rabbah means great. So that day means great salvation. The hostages, the first point of the peace deal, were released on Hoshana Rabbah. And please forgive my pronunciation. The day of great salvation. Also, when you take a look at the book of Haggai, chapter 2, verses 1 through 9, you find something very powerful that happened in Haggai's prophecy. Haggai got a prophecy on this exact day, the 21st of Tishri, which is October 13th on our Gregorian calendar. And the revelation was about the glory of the second temple. Now, the Jews had been rebuilding the second temple, and they, in some ways, despaired because the first temple was so glorious and the second temple didn't appear to be as glorious. But it was on this day that Haggai gave the prophecy that the second temple would be even greater than the first temple. And the other thing that he mentions is, I will grant peace in this land. That happened on the same day, historically, when Haggai gave his prophecy. Peace deal signed in alignment with Haggai's prophecy. You can't make this stuff up. And then, has happened in the year of the Vav, so 5786. So it's really important to pay attention to the whole number, but I'm just going to point out 6. That last number in Hebrew is the Vav. And the Vav is symbolizes a peg, a nail, or a hook that is used to secure things. So you see a securing of a peace deal in the year of the Vav. And you also see connections. This is what the Vav is about. You connect things so they come together like a tent or hanging something. A connection enables something to come together. So you see all these countries connecting and coming together in the year of the Vav. It's really, really cool. And you see President Trump and Bibi Netanyahu using various connections and ways of bringing peace about in a variety of ways. Using military force, that's one. Using political savvy, that's another one. And using financial pressure to bring about peace. So, year of connection. So, you're going to see, I suspect, even more connections being made. And then this happened on Columbus Day. Columbus Day is when we celebrate in the U.S. the discovery of the Americas by Christopher Columbus. And America represents freedom. Hallelujah. And you see, our president was involved in bringing about the freedom of the Israeli those people who had been captured by the Palestinians on that same day. That's amazing. And then to follow that, you have the 22nd of Tishri, which is October 14th, and then that's also followed by October 15th, which is also significant. This is known as the 8-day assembly. 8 in the Bible is new beginnings. So this is a time when the Jewish people pause, linger, they don't work, they celebrate. They celebrate the concluding of the cycle of reading Torah, and it also is marked by a new beginning, a shedding away of the old and bringing in the new. And 8 in the Bible is new beginnings. David was the 8th son of Jesse, and David's reign marked a new beginning. And Noah and his family survived the flood supernaturally because of their obedience to God and God's protection. And God restarted the world with 8 people. That's a new beginning. So you find new beginnings throughout the Bible with number 8. So this looks like a significant, not just a repetitious cycle, but an actual new beginning. And then you see people dancing with Torah with both hands. There's such an excitement of the Jewish people returning to Torah and the God of Torah. It's amazing. I don't know if I've ever seen this level of excitement. On all my TikTok feeds are Jewish people holding the Torah and dancing with their Torahs with great vigor. And I take this as a sign of the Jewish people returning to Torah and returning back to the God of the Torah. And then on this 14th day is when Charlie Kirk was honored by President Trump. And many people wore red in remembrance and celebration of Charlie Kirk and his 32nd birthday. And Charlie Kirk represents a man who loved the Lord and loved people, and he also had a love for Israel. And he espoused biblical values of freedom, family, men are men, women are women, and law and order. He had a beautiful life, and it is on this same day, October 14th, that we celebrated the life of Charlie Kirk. That's a connection there. You also find in this New Beginnings, which is the 8th day assembly, and October 14th. So 8 is New Beginnings, and 8 is also associated with David, because David is one of God's great 8s. His birth and origin begins in the book of Ruth, which is the 8th book of the Bible. And he's the 8th son of Jesse. So David is associated with 8. David is also associated with the number 14. David's name spelled in Hebrew is Adalet, Abab, and Adalet. So Adalet is 4, Abab is 6, and another Dalet is 4. So that's 14. And it was David that set the stage for the building of the first temple. That's wild. And then you have Haggai's prophecy regarding the second temple, which is going to lead me to what could happen, or the things that are set in motion right now and setting the stage for a whole new set of connections. And I believe this is the mystery of the Vav. So 2026 is right around the corner. We also have a 6 at the end of our new year, which is another connection, another series of connections may be coming forth if this pattern of connections hold true and a mystery is being revealed from heaven to earth. So what I would anticipate is the expansion of the peace in the Middle East, meaning more countries will join the Abraham Accords, and we will see, God willing, this 20-point peace plan played out. And it's no coincidence that the peace plan has 20 points and there were 20 prisoners released. And 2020 is perfect vision. So we're going to begin to see things. There's going to be a clarity. I believe this is a message from the Lord. Clarity that comes out of this year and in the 2026 year. So peace, greater peace. Also, a preaching of the gospel is going to happen with greater measure in this new year, in the 1040 window, which is where a lot of the Muslim people are as a people group. And the reason I say this is also there's been this battle in the Islamic world between radical Islam and normalization and connection back to the West. And the two countries that have been leading the charge towards normalization is, number one, is Saudi Arabia, Dubai, and a few others. And then on the other side, you have Iran, which has been in favor of extremism and violence. Well, one has come down and the other is rising. We're seeing peace, people that want peace, people that want normalization. We see that on the rise. And we could see a greater connection. And you also see a growing number of Muslims coming to the Lord. The third thing that is set in motion, a greater possibility of a third temple being built, with there being peace and commerce coming together in the Middle East, and a normalization, and Israelites returning to God and the God of the Bible. I believe the stage is set. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but the timing and the momentum of events is pointing towards a third temple being constructed. That would be amazing. And then fourth, you're seeing a return to Torah and the God of Torah and the Bible and the God of the Bible. Again, this is going to be people are going to begin to make connection to the Bible, and there's going to be a return, a resurgence that's going to continue, where people are going to begin to return to the Bible. And we're going to see a growth of Bible studies and people really getting into the word of the Lord in this year. A greater resurgence and love for the scriptures. And again, 2026, I believe we're going to see another connection is going to emerge, or we'll see more connections emerge within this 90-day-ish window as we go into the new year on the Gregorian calendar. And what does this all point to? This points to the one new man. It's the mystery of the one new man. Jesus died on the cross to bring Jew and Gentile together in one new man. He paid the price. He shed his blood to bring forth the one new man. And I believe we're going to see this manifest and be revealed in a way that we've never seen before. Thank you for listening today at the Breath of God. Here at the Breath of God, I'm trying to reach 1 million people with Bible teaching, the gospel, and these prophetic words like I released just now. I'm looking for 5 partners to support with 1,000 or 1,000 partners to support with $5 a month in order to get out these teachings. If you enjoy these teachings, join the Breath of God community. Give to this online ministry. Thank you for listening, my friend. And remember, his breath is our calling.